And no one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Gardener, scab leader, this, turtle lieutenant. Tell me at least you are who you said you were.
Yes, I'm still Kinki Solagi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
None of this rings any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
Yeah, true.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
I wonder how this would have played out if you play the game again and you just pretend you know who he is when you talk to him.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Wait, socioeconomically, you think I'm so poor I lost my memory? I'm a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what? I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Leadership, now.
Fuck all of you, I don't want to be in your unit.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Bryce twice. To Berdyayeva 4 times. I'm your partner. I answer for you when you're not there.
When you clocked out, I became responsible for your cases and your special task force.
What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
It was stolen by Jacob Irv. Tequila Sunset. I also jumped the canal, by the way.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila Sunset. Jump the canal. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me.
Ooh. Whoops. Kick the table. I don't think we're eating food today, so I'm gonna, well, breakfast, so I'm gonna grab some snacks. This is a good snack time anyway.
Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired, and I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got my badge right here, show it to them.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
I was not snacking. Catch it. Come on, double six.
You juggle the badge for a
Got my
second,
badge right here.
unsuccessfully, and it lands on the ground, some 2 meters away. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that stupid thing. Damn it.
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. Gun. Yeah, you don't have that. Maybe you can philosophize your way out of it.
Okay.
Here we go again. Lost gun. Trying to terrorize you.
I don't philosophize my way out of it. Gun, badge, car, these are all things. Things don't matter, people do.
You're drunk, aren't you? You lost your gun and you're drunk. You're a drunk, gunless bum. I
Oh.
can't smell it.
Wait, if I hadn't drunk since the start of the game, would I be able to not lie here, I guess? So what? I've had a little drink.
A little drink? You smell like a corpse. I'm downwind and I can barely breathe. You smell like shit. You let a suspect escape, Harry. Glacier something. Because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
That doesn't matter. None of it does. We are looking at the oxygen holocaust times a quadrillion. I've come to know the final fate of the man and the man in the universe.
Oh well. If you got really high, then I guess it's okay. Let's not even get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 6 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at
Hell
considerable risk to his
yeah.
own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Came out my back. Hell yeah. Does me feel good. Little peony. There's some work. Work. Yeah, what he said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
I drank one time.
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day. It's worrying, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know,
I'm not a fascist!
a far-right woman hater, and of course, also into race
What?
stuff, which, for a police officer, not good.
Oh my god, I'm a fascist! How? How did this happen?
Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist
Okay.
who believes in liquidating the ruling class. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know. But he is vocal on both of them. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the constant smoking everywhere, all the time. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
Oh,
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation.
you were forced to wear a piss slur jacket one time. I did do that.
He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species,
I did do that.
A new species?
a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
So as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant fascist. Boom shakalaka, motherfucker.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective?
Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
Hell yeah.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something.
I wanna
that's
go
made
work
it
with him
forget his
anyway.
sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Oh, can I? That is all this? I'll start with this one. The killer, Lilianovich Drost, we have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
They killed him in an act of rage induced by the Phasmid's semiochemicals.
Possibly induced. But even without that, these men spent 50 years on the islands in the bay, in solitude, loathing what Revachol has become. There's plenty for prosecution to pick from in terms of motive. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that. Way, way more.
It's more than that. A perfectly folding mechanism like a Phasmid.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it.
I drank one time.
Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
I started a nightclub in the church.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yeah, and I discovered a hitherto unexplored anthroponetic phenomenon in there too, a 2mm hole in the world.
That's great. Anthroponaut is a great new
Hardcore.
career for you. After police officer. I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted.
Hardcore.
It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Also, the Phasmid was female. The reeds are his nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Yeah, it had gathered items. It's in its nest: a helmet, a scope, a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
It told me.
Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
Hardcore. I think it emits a chemical that makes it look even more like reeds.
Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
The snacks made me want different types of snacks. The perpetrator seemed intoxicated somehow, like an addict. It is a hunch, but
There are species of bees that, under the influence of chiromones, take wasp larvae to their hives. Ants do the same with aphids, thinking they're... Do
I'll
you
have it
think
is-
this is how it stayed hidden?
I'd have any snacks? Oh, I got these. Bilar. Salt lakrits. Sveriges mest köpta bil.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the Phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
If Norwayers are buying our cars, now we have one.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
It had mandibles that looked like hair. It was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Ah, maybe if I hadn't gone so hard into the phasmid, I wouldn't be able to take the photo. I was thinking like, is there a chance that the phasmid doesn't show up at all? But it probably shows up anyway. But if you don't have the abilities I had, you won't be able to take the picture.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
This was the dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
Thank you.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
I also looked into the mysteries of the doomed commercial area.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Rue de Saint Ghislain 10, a commercial building where all businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Trial?
But he's been drinking, she thinks. This is exactly how he gets out of this every time. It's bad for him, but...
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I? Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
No, because the suspects seem to think...
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coran. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
A Kingsman slash gym teacher?
No, a regular one.
That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of phone sportswear I've amassed.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
Oh god, contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
He's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Contact Mike is a reprise of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of open competition, of 5,001 rank outsider.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
It is getting cold out.
When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
So in Corona, I was a gym teacher there.
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests
Oh.
barely contained laughter.
Why did I join the RCM then?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Was her name Dora?
Yeah. Dora Engelund, I think.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, Dora Ingerlund?
Something like that. Half-Vasen.
So you weren't even married?
No one is married anymore. This is Redashol.
I don't know. Nei. When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years?
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Engelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Figures?
Extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go home.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Precinct 41, what kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo, I take it.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing is...
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
Oh, nice.
He's anything but a loser. although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the Force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance? Point to the church.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Why we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
So I work in the Bloody Murder Station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The fast meat, I need to tell Lena about it this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
A cryptologist, she lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this fast mid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out or she'll faint.
Lieutenant Kisaragi, what will you do now? And what will you do, Alpha?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most
energy.
detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around. The cold spring light reflections into his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I mean investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in, and crazy enough, can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence.
I'm gonna give Alpha some little kits, everyone. These are too small to hand feed her, but she's gonna start drooling now. Alfa, slapp av. Nei. Du kan ikke bite den, det går ikke. Flink jente. Why do none of the dogs understand this trick? I don't understand. Logan also does. Var det godis? Var det godis? Vet du det godt? Var det godt? Det var godt.
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? Your Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The town turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi, Priest of 57's finest. Hey!
He's really considering it.
I'm ready.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 atop the motorway, to Boogie Street forking into the dark horizon.
So, we technically have 2 XP that I could spend now just to have them somewhere in case we get like a random check. Who knows?
You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein?
No.
No. Vicmair? Yes. Dubois? Of course.
Can I spend the points into fascists? I wish.
Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Bam! That was it, yeah? Value Hagu. Man, Final Cut version of this is so good. different the game would be if you had different stats and choices. I think the conclusion is probably pretty similar no matter what. But I think a lot of the things that could have happened would have been very different. Do you have your voices in your head, or is that part of your stats? The way that it functions, as I understand it, is that you throughout the game there are a bunch of hidden roles happening, like there are roles happening behind the scene, and if the role succeeds, then you hear the voice. So let's say for a suggestion, right? Let's say a character's like, I'm not gonna help you, copper. And then behind the scenes, there's a suggestion check, and let's say it's like a difficulty 15 suggestion check. It rolls the dice, and if it succeeds, suggestion goes like, "Hey, why don't you say you'll give him money if he works with you?" So that's the way I understand it, at least. Is that the game constantly does hidden rolls behind the scenes, and if they succeed, then the voices come out basically. Sometimes if you fail, they come out too, but generally speaking, that's only when they succeed. And I don't think you know that they're happening most of the time. So presumably, if I'd gone a different route, there would have been a lot of different things that could have happened. Oliver Dabiri was Kuno. God damn it, I didn't see who Kitsuragi was. I mean, I think this game is relatively linear in the sense that there are set events that will happen, and they seem like they're probably gonna happen no matter what. I do hope and think that maybe depending on how long you take to do certain things, maybe that changes certain things too. Al James voiced Piss F-Slur. But I'm actually not sure if that's the case or not. I don't know if you have a set amount of time to solve the mystery before things go bad. But we'll probably Google some things before I talk about the game in totality. Very hard to exploit handicapped person? Wait, what? G Fusion Guanzo 2018 demo translation. Honestly, even throughout the entire game, it was really hard to understand what the voices even are. And it seems like the voices are just their own individual identities, and whether they succeed or fail doesn't necessarily matter, because a success is generally just that they get to say something. They get to give you an option, but it doesn't mean that option is good, necessarily, which is interesting, right? Like, apparently suggestion, which is the thing I went for, was just sabotaging me throughout the entire game. All the stuff suggestion said was generally just stupid and bad, and stuff that I shouldn't be saying. Which is interesting. And not necessarily in a bad way either. One thing and we'll talk about this when, I'll obviously my thoughts on it, but one thing this game does exceptionally well is failing forwards. It said that failing a check isn't the end, it's the beginning, which is really, really, really cool. Also, throughout playing this, I thought we were gonna have some crazy, metaphorical ending where it's like I walk down a path and suddenly I see like a burning fire, and then I talk to the fire, and the fire is like, "What do you think, Harry?" And you realize that maybe Harry was dead the entire time, and all of this was just a giant vision, and this was him in the afterlife coming to terms, some crazy stuff like that. But instead, we just got a completely normal ending. The ending was literally just we found the guy that probably did the murder. We didn't get it to confess. But we found the guy that probably did the murder, and then we went to talk to our police buddies, and they were like, "Hey," and then it was like there were a couple things happening. It was whether or not I get to go back into the force, how much they kind of trust me, And also how much Kim trusted me. And I kind of got like the ending I would have wanted there a little bit, I guess. I don't know if I could have made that ending even more supernatural, or whatever you want to call it, but... The German team. Julia Steiner, hardcore. Tillman Lofe, hardcore. Translators. Bruno, hardcore. Russian team. Anna... Oh god. Olga Malyshenko. How do I do a Russian accent again? Sergei Dolgov. Special thanks to community translator group for their ideas and insight. At the part where you borrowed a gun, and put it in your mouth, dude, that was so funny. That's like one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life, I think. It's the entire scene. It's I'm trying to intimidate a guy to exert my authority over him, and I grab the gun from my partner. I stick it in my mouth and I say, I'm gonna blow my brains out now, you stupid whore. And then I blow my brains out. That was so funny. I'll have to sell it on a t-shirt, yeah, that would be great. Stream browser. Ah, it's still going, huh? Are you gonna spin some wheels? Yeah, probably, but we'll talk about the game, then we'll spin the wheel. I kind of have an idea what I want to do next, but I didn't want to like start anything today, and I wasn't sure when this was going to be done. As I said, I'd spin it. I think we'll spin it at least once. I think I'm gonna play one kind of long game, probably, and then play a couple of shorter games, and then play Judgment. I think that's the plan. Hei, Alfa. Du jaggu meg en søt jente, og jeg veldig glad I deg. Oi, ikke rett I headsetet, det var ikke meningen. Nei. Alfa. Takk. Det fikk jeg ikke. Du lå sammen med meg, du. Jeg våknet. Da var du I senga med meg. Det setter jeg stor pris på. Det veldig koselig. Ja, det fikk jeg ikke. But a kind of long game first. Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay, I'll just say this straight out. I'm thinking about playing Avowed, but I'm not sure if I want to or not. But I'm thinking about playing Avowed. Actually, it's Avowed or like Hades, or maybe it may be Days Gone or whatever game is called. Maybe I should play Days Gone. Maybe that would be fun. Maybe I'm in a Days Gone mood. Maybe you're really in the mood to play Papers, Please. Never thought about that. That's on the wheel, so maybe it gets spun. Okay, I need drama, I think, and I need perception. Wait, what's it? What did I need for this guy?
Minions of capital. What do you want? I've used.
Here we
Killing
It's a. I've used.
Interesting.
There is.
so he's go in straight. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Oh, okay. I need to put drama clothes on. I guess that save is oh, let me turn the volume up again too. Or maybe we'll go to Viking 2. I mean, that's on the game list. It's one of the games that I have marked as like I want to play that this year. What was it? Drama I needed, or was it something else? I think it was drama. My name is Bagman. I am from Japan.
Minions of capital. I've used.
Killing.
It's a. I've used.
Interesting.
There is.
So he's go in straight. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you.
What did I just.
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
The who now?
He heard you.
The worm. There. An ugly.
Did you?
I am a.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The scent. Something about the tracks. Wait, here it comes. There were Maybell. Wait. Don't. You got it. Maybe don't beat yourself in.
Every.
Show me the
Fuck.
These are not.
the size fits, but not the soul.
Alright.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes doesn't mean you weren't there near the room the victim died sneaking around.
Racking those brains, are you?
The lieutenant gives you a quick sight. The prints were his. You can see it in the old man stares. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little.
Not a lot.
It's. You look.
Damn, he would have a. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it dive.
You know what? You're right. 4 point. Good. This feels good.
Like a man. This pushed him, but not enough.
I saw you.
You had direct. You've been here.
I'm red.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists.
Yours.
Leave no stone unturned. Get him on.
I saw.
You had. You've been here.
I'm ready.
He's practically.
Because
Leave no stone.
you lost what?
Is what you.
Officer, are we sure? We could maybe. Joseph Lee.
What? But you said I would be taken to the.
Okay, seems like the same result here. Seems like extract a confession from the deserter. Let me look that up real quick. We got a load of different scene. I need to save here too, because it's like the very end of the game. Let's go back. Let's go back to a simpler time, everyone. Remember when times were simple? You guys remember when times were simple?
Hey, mister.
Hi there, mister. Maybell's in Clash's apartment for business and pinball workshop. He also eventually admitted that he shot the paramilitary. Oh. Weird. Simple underwear man with 1 HP, yeah. The good times. Disco Elysium. How do the voices work? I wanted to check out endings. Like, are there multiple endings? There are 3 main endings, okay? Oh, is there a hardcore fuck the world ending? Let's see here. Uh, we could do that revolution ending, but that probably means we don't get to spin the wheel today. I don't know if it's like worth it. I did make a save for it, but I don't know if it's like something that's like actually worth doing. I don't know how interesting it is. You got the ending that you got to live with it. Oh no, there's like an alternate ending that we could have done way earlier, basically. Like here.
Yo, man, rest you the... Much love to my hardcore antenna brothers!
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got to start putting the word out.
Hardcore!
Back across the waterlock. At least we're getting our exercise in today.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go.
Yo, Idarat. What's up? Idarat, do you think I should do this ending? Do you think this is worth doing, or do you think this is just a waste of time? If I do this ending, we might not be able to start a wheel spin today. I have no idea what it is. Oh, is this? Okay.
Just plug that in there, would ya?
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but only your cop talk will broadcast. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request until the big bad acknowledges ya. You got that?
Yeah.
Good. We're live in 2, 1...
A soft rustling. Between your ears, a winterscape with fast falling snow.
Where's that sound coming from?
Every light switch, every motor carriage, every doorbell, tea kettle, and radio in Martinez, all mingled with electrical interference caused by scattered thunderstorms over Ozone.
Hey, Lawman! We're waiting on ya!
Coalition Warship Archer, this is RCM Officer Fireworker. Please acknowledge. Tequila Sunset.
You're all alone out there, wandering a blasted heath, calling out to the night. But there is no reply, except for the buzzing of invisible machines. The lieutenant looks up at you with a nervous glance. He is nervous for your sake, of course, but also his own. Looking at him now, with both hands on his headphones, you see very briefly what the lieutenant must have been like when he first joined the RCM. Then he turns to you. He gives you a half smile, along with an almost imperceptible nod of encouragement.
Give it another go!
Coalition Warship Archer, this is Tequila Sunset. Please acknowledge.
Nein, Liebling. Unseren Jungen nach Redeposten. Einen dieser Dinger.
Hello Archer, do you acknowledge?
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Grad zurückgekommen ist. Natürlich halten wir die Psychologen für vollkommen normal. Aber sie hat das Gefühl, seit seiner Rückkehr mit einem Fremden zusammenzuleben.
Do you think in the German version this is like English or something?
Something about her son going to Vredefort on an aerostatic to see some psychologists. Or maybe the psychologists are saying it's normal to have feelings for strangers. Foreign languages were never your strong suit.
Tail-breaking radio here as always. Keep listening.
Liebling, bitte.
Yeah, it's cool.
Ist unser einziges Kind. Kann doch auch nächstes Jahr zur Akademie gehen.
Keep trying. We'll get through these radio spookers eventually.
Coalition Warship Archer, this is Tequila Sunset. If you're there, Archer, please acknowledge.
Again.
Coalition Warship Archer, this is Tequila Sunset. Do you acknowledge?
It's cold now. A slight frisson at the point where your neck meets your spine. Something about the lieutenant's words directed at you, but not you.
What are you talking about, Kim? It's perfectly nice out.
I didn't say anything, Detective.
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
An uncomfortable silence falls over the connection.
Isn't this from the island? Isn't this what we just heard him talk about with the generator in the future? That's cool.
Long winter, long and cold.
Yeah, this is from the island, I think.
Are you gonna tell me you didn't say that either, then?
I promise you I didn't, even though it certainly sounds like me.
It must be entropic crosstalk, it's the only explanation.
So your partner's haunting himself, trying to warn him off his current path, most like.
I guess it's good that you played in this order. Yeah, that's really cool. That's super, super cool.
It's eerie for certain, but also harmless. I just wish I could remember what I was talking about.
And the interesting concept here, right, is the idea that I thought the Pale would pick up stuff from the past, but it seems like it can also pick up things from the future.
Something here is eating at the lieutenant, as much as he would like to move past it.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Maybe you should try again later.
No can do. This is it. The only way forward is the hardcore way. Straight through. Now give it another go.
Coalition Warship Archer, do you acknowledge it's Tequila Sunset?
But someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Sunset, please acknowledge.
Archer, this is Tequila Sunset. Can you hear me?
Liebling, bitte. Ist unser einziges Kind. Warship Archer, please identify.
The signals are getting increasingly mixed. Plucking Archer's signal from this will be like isolating a single strand from a tangle of hair.
This isn't looking good. The radio spookers are winning.
What can we do?
Don't know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep trouble. Hold on. I think Gag gave me some sort of checklist. Says here, main step, volume to the max. That's not too helpful. Okay. It also says, inspect connections for hardcore clarity. So let's try that.
How am I supposed to inspect the connections?
My guess, you climb up the centaur,
Hardcore to
man,
the mega.
see if there's anything obviously interfering
Hardcore.
with them. Maybe you've got some technical law science.
This isn't exactly your area of expertise, though.
Someone has been maintaining it.
I gave Alpha a treat earlier. Let me give Logan a treat.
Hardcore to the mega.
Very good. Oh my! Hoppa kurva. Var det godt? Var det godt, vennen min? Everything good?
No problem at all. You've already teleported up way greater heights. Something about this setup seems dimly familiar, but you'll be damned if you know what you're supposed to do about it. Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind. This is dangerous.
No problem, I've already mastered the art of teleportation.
You actually haven't, but you have proven that you are a relatively capable climber.
Okay, let's do this.
I gotta pee. Pee pee poo poo pee pee poo poo. Actually, I meant to climb in for the DLC, true. This probably took some guy like 2 weeks to animate or
Your
something.
gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument.
Why is it so dark?
That performance was frankly an embarrassment.
Pretty bad, I hope nobody saw it.
You're doing all right, detective. Just keep your focus on the task at
Time the
hand.
connections.
The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire wrapped about the hoof of the horse. A copper fetter
That's
it
not the
cannot slip.
up here.
The whole monument is covered in a thin but durable layer of oil and grime. It's obvious no one has cleaned it in years.
Well, what's it look like?
Those statues covered in weird oils, I don't think it's good for the connection.
That's not good. We should have cleaned the centaur man first. Pretty rude that we didn't. Hang on, I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. Narrow is the hardcore way. That make any sense to you?
What are we supposed to use to bend the antenna?
It says here, muscle style. Good question. Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Gotta narrow our receiving band so we pick up the big bad without the spookers. Since you're already up there, I say you should do it.
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no turning back now.
Anti-object prejudice? Look at Philippe III.
You are face to face with Philip III. The Bronze King looks toward the west. Something about his features seems bizarrely distorted. His imperious gaze leads you naturally to his outstretched hand. which, for some reason, strikes you as sadly empty. Come on. Kings and sabers are so played out. There's a better way.
Attach the saber.
To your surprise, the saber's hilt fits quite snugly in the statue's hand. The king cuts quite the triumphal figure now.
There is no way that is going to make any difference.
Nah, every bit helps.
You are face to this faithful steed, a clear sky. Across the river, you can see Coalition warship. A few of the idle lorry drivers and strikebreakers gesture at you with their cigarettes, more out of curiosity than anything else. From the window of one of the adjacent apartment buildings, an older woman leans out, her heavy breasts sagging.
Okay.
She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk.
Can I succeed on one of these bad rules? Hardcore to the mega. Wasn't it fall over and stab myself with that giant sword?
You allow the broken hunk of metal to clatter to the ground. It wasn't clear to you
of course.
it did anything anyway.
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false move. Signal's even worse now.
It's not my fault the statue broke.
Look, I'm not a blame layer. I'm just saying, things were bad, and now they're worse.
He's right. This was your responsibility.
I'm gonna turn all the dials to maximum. Probably gonna burn out our power supply, but that might be the only way.
A maelstrom of sound, swirling and swirling around an invisible point. It's mounting, mounting.
Nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Grad zurückgekommen ist.
Officer Sunset, please respond.
It's too much. Your eardrums are throbbing, about to burst.
A long winter, long and cold.
And then, nothing.
Try it now.
Coalition warship Archers is RCM officer to kill a sunset. Please acknowledge.
This is Warship Archer. We are acknowledging and accepting you. Though we're still getting quite a bit of interference.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I'll keep us aligned as long as I can, but this isn't a social mission. You got it?
This is it. You're finally getting to speak with those who hold real power. And by that, we mean the ones with the guns and the warships. There is so much you wish you could ask, but you probably only have time for one or two questions before the signal is lost.
Did the entire background just change there for a second?
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request?
Who am I speaking with?
You are currently speaking with Coalition Warship Archer, flagship of Insurcom forces in Revachol.
Are you the captain?
No. The captain of the Archer is deeply classified intelligence. We are the second signaler.
Sure, but who are you? I need to know your name.
Our name is not important. All you need to know is that we hold the position of second signaler aboard the Archer.
Wait. She's an L something. You just know it. There's something in the way she refers to herself, always with the first person plural. A deliberate blurring of the boundary between herself and the institution she represents. Not to mention the airborne artillery platform she works on. Her every word is backed up by the most powerful ordnance available.
There's one thing, why do you keep referring to yourself with the plural?
Because it's standard practice for signalers to use the pluralis officialis during the course of our duties. It's meant to serve as a reminder that we don't speak only for ourselves. For instance, as second signaler, we represent Coalition Warship Archer, which in turn represents Insurcom and the Coalition more generally, which in turn represents the Moralist International, which itself represents the interests of 1.2 billion people across the world.
Meaning, she's the voice of all those living souls.
When I'm talking to you, it's like I'm talking to all of humanity.
No, of course not. are many nations outside the Moral Inter's umbrella, in Seoul, Samara, and elsewhere. At most, you might say the Moral Inter represents between a quarter and a third of humanity. Perhaps you could say that we represent the interest and hopes of a great many people. But you could say, just as easily, that we are the assistant to the secretary of a factotum, no more remarkable than the lowest cashier of a common fleet. It all depends on your perspective.
Who's the secretary?
The chief signaler, our superior. They are ultimately responsible for all communications aboard the Arthur. But now, we've wandered quite far afield. What was your request?
This is it. Final question time.
Is everything alright? We lost the connection for a moment.
Does I really need to reach the committee of responsibility?
Acknowledged. To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the liaison for public affairs. If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July.
She's got to be jerking your chain, right? You can't wait
not
that
boring.
long.
History of prank calls won't let the pass go. God damn it. Why is my empathy so bad?
This isn't about
Nice.
you. Not really. It may have been at a certain point, but you've let go of that perspective. This is about your responsibility to all of Revachon. Now, take a deep
Finally, I
breath.
finally succeeded at one
Look
check.
upward. You don't have to bear the burden
Hardcore.
alone.
Listen to me, the situation in Martinez is extremely dire. People are getting killed, and if the coalition doesn't intervene, more will follow.
What? How do you know this?
I was recently caught in a violent confrontation between the Union and a group of mercenaries hired by Wild Pines.
Officer, this is a very serious claim. Please describe the situation as succinctly as possible. We will forward your summary to the committee.
There's papers rustling in the background. There, you've wedged your foot in the door. Now, if you can show the coalition how much they're needed, they'll have no choice but to intervene. You have the facts. Just lay them out beneath the cold light of reason.
The Wild Pines completely failed to control the paramilitary death squad they hired.
Please continue. We're listening.
And now there are multiple casualties on both sides of the conflict. The harbor is locked down, the Wild Pines rep is gone, it's very bad.
Good God. Is there anything else the committee should know?
Detective, before you answer that, I urge you to weigh your words extremely carefully.
You're not only speaking for yourself. He means to tell you, you're speaking for all of the RCM. The lieutenant is afraid you're going to say something too outre.
Now to mention it, I learned something very strange about the victim in my murder investigation.
We are listening. What did you learn about the victim?
He said it was love that did him in.
Oh dear. You see,
Come again, Officer Sunset? You're saying that the victim was killed in some sort of romantic imbroglio?
That's right, it was love for sure, he told me himself.
We're afraid we're not following. Did you speak with the victim before his death?
No, after.
We see.
So when do I get to talk to the committee?
Officer, we must be perfectly honest with you. We cannot recommend that you address the committee, not under the present circumstances.
Why not?
Because what you're saying makes no sense. From the sound of your voice, it appears that you have been under the influence of alcohol. It is our recommendation that you speak with your station Lazarette in. We will pass along a summary of your report, minus any speculative or paranatural elements.
I didn't know what I was going to say, so that's it.
We're afraid so. But we must say that it has been...
her wishes are sincere.
Now, the first signaler has informed us that two...
And the lieutenant gives...
I think it's best for you to climb off the statue now, Detective.
Just give him
The
a
sun
moment.
warmed. You look around. You could stay a while longer if you further out.
Everything all right, Detective?
I'm fine, I don't know,
Listen,
maybe.
but you did. Now come on.
About time. You grab that amp.
What's one more trip across the waterlock?
So did I not get the right ending there because I said some stupid shit?
Alright, cop man. We've held up more than our share of this collaboration.
I thought it was gonna lead to an ending.
Hardcore mutual aid!
Sure, I'll put this tech away later. Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Hardcore to the mega. Hey, you should start talking about pale instead of corpse. Really? I guess the pale would be more interesting to the airship, huh? Discovery of new baby pales more interesting for Merlis. Wait, why? Why do the Merlis care about baby pale?
Yo,
Okay.
man.
We're just gonna skip all the dialogue. I just want to try it one more time.
Good luck, guys.
Back your...
You can grab that amplifier, officer, and you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we
Officer?
can get it all in one go.
Did I skip too fast? Oh, okay, I wasn't loaded in yet. Do. What a great game this was. I mean, I'm a bit sad that I ended up being a fascist, but I mean, what can you do, huh? Also, a woman hater. I don't think I said anything hateful to any woman ever. I feel like I was being very respectful. You should tell the radio person, fuck you, stupid whore, and put the statue in your mouth.
Just plug that.
It's done.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna
Hardcore
be.
to the mega.
Grab one of these. No idea what we're gonna hear on our turn. Good. That's up to you. I don't know your call sign.
Look, look there.
Give it
Something about her son going.
again.
I didn't see.
And
I promise
So you're
it.
some
no can.
the sig.
This is don't know.
No, some images of your body smashed against.
Don't.
I have to watch this stupid ass climbing animation. Dude, when I score this game, it's gonna be one of my most controversial scores ever. The Disco Elysium community will not be able to recover.
Your gloves give you a solid grip. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was frankly an embarrassment.
You're doing all right.
The connection, the whole...
Well, what's it look like? That's not... Hang on. I'm looking... It says... Since...
The speed freak is right. You are come on. Kings and sabers are so... Why not arm the good king's valiant steed instead?
Put the
There
saber
seems
between
to
the
be
horse's
just
teeth.
enough room.
Sure.
To your surprise...
There is no way that is going.
Nah, every bit helps. We need this antenna.
Saber
to be
actually
an
does
hardcore-
help.
This faith, a clip across a few. She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a
Oh god,
violent
Kim is about to get
thump.
stabbed to death.
Where'd my sword go?
You allow.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false move. Signal's even worse now. Probably.
He's right.
I'm gonna
A maelstrom of. It's too much. Your eardrums are through. And then.
try it now.
This is it. And by that, there is some.
Please be advised. Acknowledge. If the liaison accepts your request,
92%.
you will be invited to address the committee.
This isn't about now.
What? How do you know this, officer?
There's paper there. You've wedged your foot in the door.
Please continue. We're listening. Good God.
You're not. The lieutenant is afraid you're going to
I've
say
also discovered an entroponetic phenomenon here in Martinez.
We're afraid we must ask you to repeat that, officer.
Afraid? What is she afraid of? Her tone has shifted. She's reading from a script.
I said I've discovered an entroponetic phenomenon here in Martinez.
Acknowledge. Listen very carefully, officer. We're going to ask you a series of questions. It is imperative that you answer as directly and truthfully as you can. Do you understand? Good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Surrey, the North Arcade Islands, or near Pale Offshore Platform in Sulindico?
No, I'm in Martinez.
Very good. Next question. Would you describe the phenomenon as internal to the Isola or external to the Isola?
What she means is, actually, you have no idea what those words could mean.
I have no idea what you're asking.
Answer the question, please.
Internal.
Next question. At the time, did you experience sense objects?
Can you elaborate?
Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light.
When the Raver put the compressor through the other thing, it made the beat really hardcore, like too hardcore. I'll describe it in terms of curdling milk.
Final question. What do you...
Yes, unquestionably, irrevocably alone. You are part of a large family. You are never alone. There's no need to overthink this.
We repeat. Were you alone?
Yeah.
You hear the sound of a page ripping.
Thank you, officer. Please stand by.
A long winter.
Signals are starting to misalign. Not sure how much longer I can hold.
You have to know just a little longer.
Officer Sunset, this is Collision Worship Archer. Please acknowledge.
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you for standing by. We are authorized to report the Committee of Responsibility for Rebel has acknowledged and accepted your request. They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience.
When is that? Just tell me where to meet them.
Remain where you are. Collision Shuttle Laurel is setting a course for your position. They will arrive momentarily. Stand by.
Fat raindrops explode all around you. You wait, exposed to the meteorological bombardment. At least you're wearing a hat.
No way! Big Ben's coming here!
The lieutenant adjusts his microphone and slowly looks up toward you.
Well, what now?
I guess we wait.
Yes, and then?
What do you mean?
You've accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition Warship Archer. I suppose what I'm asking is whether we are about to lose you to the moral intern.
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you.
Kim, I'm tired of feeling like I don't have any normal, reasonable options.
What options? What in God's name are you talking about, detective?
I didn't notice that the thing we've only gotten weirder the longer we've been on this case.
The lieutenant takes a moment to compose his thoughts.
I don't know where this case will lead us, detective. But in a sense, that doesn't matter. Our job is to follow the evidence where it leads. Because that's what it means to be an officer of the RCM.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the aerostatic's main rotors.
Officer Sunset, this is Collision Worship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the Laurel arrived at your position. Please acknowledge.
No shit. How are they supposed to hear your acknowledgement over the thundering of their own rotors?
Acknowledge, Archer, to Tequila Sunset.
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Rebel has authorized us to offer you an immediate extraction. Do you accept?
I accept. Get me out of here.
Acknowledged. Laurel has initiated the extraction procedure. Stand by.
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr
Someone should
derselbe
do
ist, seit
something
er auf
about
einem
this.
Flugtyp
1.4% of players.
Weeks later, no answers about extracted cop. The condition and whereabouts of an RCM officer extracted by a coalition aerostatic 2 weeks ago remain unknown. The dramatic maneuver witnessed by dozens near the North Roundabout has reportedly increased tensions between the citizens of Martinez, the RCM, and coalition authorities. Early reports that the lieutenant was investigating entropinetic phenomena along the coast have not been confirmed. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the lieutenant was in Martinez as part of a murder investigation. A coalition representative declined repeated requests for comment.
It's just game over. Yeah, kind of a game over. It's like a soft game over. Alright, I think that concludes our journey through the game. I don't know if there's anything else people think we should do, but I feel like we did a pretty good job. Looking at our achievements, I got a bunch of super rare achievements, but I feel like most of the achievements in this game are pretty rare, honestly. The highest percentage achievement is 32%, which is goodness of good cops, which is really get Kim to trust you. That's the highest achievement one by far, and then everything else is like really low. The rarest achievement is called Spectre of Hope. It says glimpse it while you can. I wonder what you get that one for. Restore hidden photos, spinning its wheels, money, smooth streets of gentrification. Surely it can be killed with fire. Oh, dude. Is that if you keep the fire bottle and you throw it at the insect instead? Solve the case without even inspecting the body. Get Kim to wear the jacket. You know which one. Wait. Get Kim to wear the jacket? Wait, isn't that the one I... Get Kim to wear the jacket. I didn't get the achievement for that. What the hell? That's a super rare achievement. That would be the rarest achievement I would have gotten in this. Finish the game in hardcore mode. Broken achievements, that's a -1 on the score. Every day you're hustling. You can do one more fun Easter egg for today. Go to the coast without Kim and find Seagull. Okay. Go to the coast without Kim. How'd I go there without Kim though? I don't know, that seems like it would be a little bit difficult. But what is happening right now? Oh, I just woke up. I was just memeing. I was just like, oh, well, how would I do that? What the hell? I need one of these when it's nighttime. This is an evening save right here. We're gonna watch a clip from Ezekiel's stream too, because I thought it was funny and it's just a good example of how stupid this game is. Alright, let's pay for my room.
Hey, was that got the twin? Good. You got?
How could?
Look, Kim is wearing the jacket that you're supposed to get that achievement for right now. What the hell? Loser. Like when I say coast, you mean like, down here, right? What's in this bunker here? Disco Elysium locked bunker. Oh, really? Nothing? You can't open it. Oh. What does the thought give you then? Because there's a thought, right? One more door thought. All fist purple white checks unlocked. Oh, okay. Is it this thing? This bird? I don't see any seagulls. Then 9 in hand eye. That one's hard to get a lot in, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not happening. What can you do with that? Can I capture a bird and make it mine? Actually, I think I like the music in here more than the one outside. Okay, let's briefly look at. I've only watched part 1 of this. I haven't watched 6 entire playthrough, but I just started watching it, and already I really like watching people play Disco Elysium. But I thought this was pretty funny. So the best part of this is Zeke is doing a agility character as well. He's just on talking to a Gart, and that's actually let's go back a second, I guess.
All right. Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. What? I'm gonna try and slip away unnoticed. 3. So I gotta get a 7 or higher?
One moment you're running like the wind. Then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger. Furiously. With both hands. Why?
What in the fuck have I done? Man, I'm failing checks like seriously.
I love that this is a thing. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, let me open some stuff here. Let's see here. We have this open. We can search for this go Elysium. Basically, your card if you don't want to get money from everywhere. Who can help you get your gun. Wait, what do you mean it's required? You need to pay less if you fail that check. It's really good. Oh, that's cool. That's good news. I like when I flip into a white page. Ah, OLEDs. How high is the brightness? That's 10. I have it at 10. This is brightness 10. How does it look at my other monitor? I mean, this is pretty bright too, right? I can't actually see because I don't have OBS open, but... 1 out of 11? Oh, that's what I have your mom at. Stupid boy. I'm at 80 in SDR, so not that bright. 80? Well, mine goes to 50. 50 is the max for me, so I have 10 out of 50. Yeah, 10 out of 50. That is 10 out of 50. I'm at 80 out of 100. Yeah, you're insane. Dualis is at 50 out of 50, so... I had it at 20, but then I was like, this is too bright. But I mean, even this is pretty bright. Maybe my monitor's not as bright then. I mean, have you... like, this doesn't look very bright to me, to be clear. This looks perfectly fine. I mean, it's a little bit bright, but it's like... It's not as bad as it could be, so... This feels about the same brightness as my other monitor. I use monitor as well. I want to feel included. What type of monitor do you use? Right. Alright, let's do some thoughts. I should pee first. Let me pee first, then we do thoughts, okay? I'll be back in a second. Dell P242 1DC LED IPS. Ooh. I'm still thinking about whether I defrauded government money, so it was basically free. I'm actually thinking about if I want to be in the IPS gang again. I don't know though. Honestly, this discovery we made yesterday about how OLEDs actually have worse motion clarity for like shows and stuff, kind of like messed me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Kurva. Okay, let's hear. Thoughts? Disco Elysium.